The Arabian Gulf, an inland sea of over 250,000 square kilometers, is a critical source of livelihood for its region's inhabitants. In 1929, all that changed. Oil was first discovered in Bahrain and shortly thereafter all over the Arabian Gulf. The sea was no longer the primary source of livelihood. The region stood at the vanguard of the oil industry area. The region has seen tremendous growth and prosperity since then. New cities were built, along with their infrastructure. The sea was dredged, and its resources overutilized, causing a shift in the fragile ecological balance. The increasing and combined stress of coastal development, poor fishing techniques, and warming seas has placed the marine ecosystem, including the key primary producers of seagrass beds and coral reefs, under an ever-increasing threat. Governments, private developers, and individuals have a responsibility to conserve, protect, and rehabilitate the region's most important natural resource. Reef Arabia are focused on creating innovative artificial reefs that will lend a helping hand in the rehabilitation of the marine habitat.
Reef Arabia was set up in January 2011 as a sister company to Environment Arabia, which is a environmental consultancy company. It was set up to specialize in the design, the manufacturing, and the supply and deployment of artificial reefs. Over the past 4 years since establishing Reef Arabia, we've had a chance to design our own in-house reefs made in Bahrain.
The Reef Arabia is an authorised contractor of the Reef Foundation. It's a US patented design. But we also produce our own units, and these have been designed through our experience of extensive diving in the Arabian Gulf. What we try to do is create reef units not only functional with regards to biological aspects of fish life and other marine life, but also aesthetically pleasing. It's important that the reef units we put in the water look like they belong there.
We are continuing to develop new designs which combine a lot of different elements in the design itself that will attract all sorts of fish and different types of fish to increase the diversity of the artificial reef itself.
The Majfara is preferred by the local fish called hamor, and the reason why they like that cave is because it mimics the natural cracks or fissures that we experience here in the Arabian Gulf. We have a new unit now called the Sakar, or what we call the Desert Rose. And this was inspired by our observations made on one of our local fashti, or the local coral reefs called Fashel Adam, where we can see the irregular shape of the rocks were used by many different organisms, not only fish, but also marine plants and small fauna that the fish will feed upon.
We always encourage to have quite a complex mix of different reefs, and we keep on designing new reef units for these purposes and to take into account the marine environment that we're in, what the fish like, the actual surface of these reefs.
Our reef units have a rough surface, and that's done by a special method that we employ in our production process. And the reason why we do that is because marine creatures like to attach to rough surfaces as opposed to smooth. Many artificial reef products that you see around the world, they don't incorporate these small little intricate details which are very vital for marine life. The material that we use to make our artificial reefs is very important. We use a proprietary concrete mix, which is a marine-grade concrete, which is able to withstand the harsh marine conditions that we experience here in the Arabian Gulf. The components of the concrete are a little trade secret, which we can't share, obviously, but the way we present that concrete, the way we finish that concrete, tries to mimic the natural features of rocks itself. Reef Arabia's clients is quite a broad spectrum. We've worked for governments before, for the Bahrain Artificial Reef Project. We've worked for large corporate clients in Qatar. But more increasingly now we find a lot of private developments wanting us to create artificial reefs for recreational purposes, for diving and tourism and leisure. And so where Reef Arabia has also incorporated into its designs, we've incorporated a fun factor. For For example, the wind tower units that we use. These are 7-ton units that reach about 3 meters high, and they're great for attracting schooling pelagic fish. As part of our commission with the government and other clients, we conduct a lot of monitoring on the reefs that we deploy. But we also spend a lot of our own time, on our weekends and our spare time, going to visit the reefs to see how they're performing. And the reason why we do that is because we want to see how our designs are working, how the different fish species are using the little designs that we've put into those models. We've seen natural corals being recruited onto our units. And that's not just because the units that we place are better than anyone else's, but it's because we are marine biologists and we understand the marine environment of this country and of the Arabian Gulf. We at Reef Arabia are very passionate what we do. Yes, we are running a business, but we do run this business because we care about what we are doing. It is vitally important to us that the work that we do is productive to the marine environment, and it's very important for us that we improve upon what we've done in previous works.